Hi, good morning. This is Mrs. Havens, and I'm going to tell you what you are going to be doing in reading and spelling on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. It's a little abbreviated since we do have musical rehearsal practice. So you will need your reader and your reading workbook, and you'll need your spelling workbook. So if you don't have those things right in front of you, if you will go ahead and pause the video and then come back, and then we can continue. Okay, starting with reading on Wednesday, March 2nd, we are on lesson 110, part 2, and you will need your reader, and you are going to reread the story of the week. Now, if you didn't feel well and need to read it today out loud to your parents, and then tomorrow on Thursday, read it silently, you are welcome to do that. The story is called The Wright Flyer, and it starts on page 154. It would be a great idea to go over the questions afterwards so you can check for understanding of the story. So after you read the story, then you are going to need your workbook. And please don't tear out any pages. Your teacher will tell you what you need to do with them when you return to school. So the workbook pages we're going to concentrate on are pages 247 and 248. And I'm going to reach over and grab my workbook as well. So the reading workbook page 247 and 248 is lesson 110, part 2. Go ahead and put your heading at the top of your paper, and it's titled The Wright Flyer. So you're going to answer the questions in complete sentences on part A. Part B, you're going to fill in the circle beside the correct answer, and part C, you're going to circle what the Wright Flyer looked like based upon your reading. Okay, and on the back, you have to number the sentences in story order. So sequencing practice on the back. And then part E is about vocabulary. So you are going to circle the correct word to complete those sentences. So this reading today can actually be done for Wednesday and Thursday. You can break it apart because you really need to read the story a couple times. So if you want to wait to do the workbook part until Thursday, March 3rd, that is perfectly fine. So Wednesday, you might just want to read it out loud to your parents, and then Thursday, read it to yourself and do the workbook pages. That would be my recommendation to you. And on Friday for reading, you will have a Scholastic News to do. And we have a subscription to that, and that will allow you to listen to the story being read to you, and the article called Taste New Books. And make sure you're in the March section of Scholastic News. And I would like for you to listen to it being read to you out loud. There are vocabulary words that you can do. They're just slides, which might be new vocabulary words that are mentioned in the article. And then you can take the quiz and check your answers when you're finished. And often there is a video and a game. The game is optional. So those are your reading assignments for Wednesday, March 2nd, and Thursday, March 3rd, and finally the Scholastic News on Friday, March 4th. Now moving on to spelling. In spelling, on Wednesday, March 2nd, you are going to complete the second set of pages for list 22. And those can be found on pages 88 and 89. So on pages 88 and 89, you have proofreading. If an underlined word is spelled incorrectly, you are going to mark the circle next to that. And if it's all spelled correctly, every word in the sentence, or in the phrase, actually, they're not sentences, you can mark all correct. And there is one that is all correct. I will tell you that. So be careful on that. And then on page 88, part 2, there is a sentence that you're supposed to read. And if an underlined word is spelled incorrectly, you're going to mark under that word. There's a circle. You're going to color in the word that is misspelled. And there is one where it's all correct. So that is on page 88. And lastly, dictionary skills is concentrating on syllables. In the back of your spelling book, you'll notice a small dictionary and called a glossary, and you can see that they put a colored in circle in between the syllables to separate the syllables. So for example, the word flashlight has 2 syllables and it is broken in between flash and light. So you have to separate 2 main words, and they are compound words with a colored in dot in between. So that should be fun. So that is your spelling for today, Wednesday, March 2nd. And on Thursday, you're going to get on vocabularyA-Z.com, and you are going to do some activities and games. And then when you think you have practiced enough, or your parents have decided, you are going to take a practice test. If the computer does not let you take a practice test, it is because you have not played enough games and it thinks you're not ready yet. And that's part of the program. We can't change that. So that is for Thursday, March 3rd. You're going to do vocabulary A through Z. You can work on it about 20 minutes and then take a practice test. And on Friday, March 4th, you have a spelling test. You can take your spelling test on the computer, or if your teacher chooses to exempt you from that because you have plenty of spelling tests, one test missing, in there is not a big deal. So go ahead and take your spelling test for fun on Friday. If it does not let you, it's because you did not take a practice test the day before. So your spelling test, unfortunately, on vocabulary A through Z, which is a reason for the exemption as well, is because it does not have sentences, dictation sentences like your classmates have on Friday, and it does not have bonus words. So that's why it's kind of hard to do if you're not here, and it's no problem at all. Your teacher can get with you if you have any questions. So that is your reading and spelling assignments for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If you have any questions, contact your homeroom teacher, and they'll be able to help you out. Thank you.